Hello, and welcome back. Last time we beat the first volume, well I say we completed the first volume of Hiveswap Friendsim of Bloodthirst and Bratwurst. So now we're on to volume 2 of Aesthetic, Crimson and Otherwise. So who will we meet first? You stumble through the streets of the strange alien world. Ever since you crash-landed on this hostile planet, you've been desperate. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. Along the way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with an alien meat product. You don't really want to get into it. But what you do want to get into is friendship. An entire planet of endless friends opportunities await you. Honestly, at this point, you'd make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance, or perhaps someone. Amisia Erdehn. Lo, and what light through yonder weird organic architecture breaks? A small figure approaches. Oh my gosh. You are so far you've swallowed quite a few insults in regards of your looks and intelligence level. You aren't really the type to let shallow opinions of others get you down, but it's kind of been a rough day. You brace yourself. Cute. Oh. She gives you a sweet, sincere smile. I've never seen anything like you. It's given me all sorts of new ideas. Boy, you do hope some of those ideas are about friendship. Now that you've got the taste of it, you're hungry for more. You take a stumbling step forward, and your ribs remind you that although the potential of camaraderie is enough to improve your mental health, you can't cure acute injuries. Oh, you don't look so good. Come inside. I've been looking for new contributors. Contributors? Could she mean friendship contributors? No, that's dumb. Maybe she runs some sort of alien newswire, and she wants you on staff. She looks a little young for that, but what the heck do you know about alien management hierarchy? You follow her to a nearby building, and now that you're looking up from your ravenous hunt for companionship, you notice that you've wandered into kind of an upscale part of town. There's a lot less garbage, and people collapse on the street. You see one of those spiky robot things, but it's just washing a window instead of shooting lasers at a group of children. If that's not high class, you don't know what is. Before you can follow her inside, she turns around and in the threshold, blocking your way. Real quick, you don't happen to be an artist, do you? Artistry? Well, as a matter of fact... Oh, first choice already. Tell you, yeah, it isn't exactly the whole, your whole deal, but you've been known to dabble. Oh. I see how it is. Well, you aren't getting, to snake rodent any trade secrets out of me. Goodbye. You completely blew it. And she's flipping us off. Okay, then. That's a nice start. We're not even 5 minutes into the thing. Okay. Tell her no, you never had much of a knack of it. Oh, good. Friendship between artists can be so fraught. Much better to just keep things between artists and art appreciators. That way, no one can get jealous. The girl's smile widens even further, and you feel an unbelievable rush of joy. Have you finally found someone that isn't a total maniac? And she brought up friendship without you having to mention it at all. It puts a spring in your step. As much of a spring as possible with a broken arm and misaligned torso. Amisia leans into you, leads you into the elevator with buttons labelled with spiky letters that make absolutely no sense to you. You realise that probably nothing is ever going to make sense to you again. That's okay. Your hierarchy of needs has adjusted recently. Your new friend, you are jumping the gun with this descriptor, but you are feeling absolutely good about this encounter. Stands in the corner of the elevator, wringing her claws. I wish I'd known I was going to have company. I would have cleaned up a little. It's been a while since I've met anyone new. You can assure her that whatever disaster her house is, it can't be any worse than some other places you've seen here. Although, you kind of get what she means. She's wearing an artist's schmuck that's covered in splatters of paint. Actually, it doesn't really look like paint. But it couldn't be anything else, could it? It's every colour of the rainbow. The elevator door slides open and once step in, and you step into a space that you are relieved to find is totally recognisable. A table overflows with messy palettes and brushes, cloudy jars of water and sponges. Several easels stand beside the window to catch the light off the two moons. A number of canvases lean against the wall, turned so you can't see what's on them. First things first, Amisia brings you over to a wall screen that looks more high-tech than anything you have on your now defunct spaceship. Tapping away on a series of unreadable symbols. She then indicates you should take off your sling. Okay, so we have our sling, so yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and stick it in. She seems to want you to put your injured arm into the large hole in the wall, which you do, because you're sure your new friend has your best interests at heart. The hole shrinks down and like a blood pressure cuff, sending bolts of agony through you. You want to yank your arm back, but you don't. Even if it's broken, it's still like having you still like having it attached to you. Instead, you shout aloud and you shout a lot and thrash your other limbs around. Calm down, you big wiggler. It's like you've never seen a medicalizer before. If you don't stop moving, it won't work. Tears spill down your cheek, but you force yourself still. You can hear you can bear the pain. You'll do it for your friend. She's looking at you so hopefully, and she's so delicate and pretty, almost angelic. You look at her face and tell yourself it's all going to be okay. Finally, the hole releases you, and you pull your arm back out, and it's completely healed. You can move your fingers, and it doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, things are looking up. See? I told you. This is great. You're overwhelmed with the urge to celebrate. Oh, another choice already. Be chill about it or get excited and dance around the room. Let's dance around it because we still have an injured torso, so maybe this will give her a new thing to help us with. You try to resist the urge to celebrate. You fail to resist the urge to celebrate. You take Amisia by her tiny hands and twirl her around the studio. Well, you try to. You forgot about your busted ribs. You sure are doing that a lot. You let go of Amisia and go careening into one of the tables. Thankfully, not one covered in art supplies. You hit the corner and go into go down onto your already increasingly sore behind. This is what you get for acting like a huge tool in front of your new friend. Are you okay? Was that some sort of ritualistic rite of healing I've never heard of before? You shrug against the floor. Amisia leans down and picks you up in a bridal carry, despite the fact that she's about half your size. It makes your ribs hurt, but what doesn't nowadays? Amisia lays you down on a weird lumpy couch. Are you sure you're okay? You look a little... She twirls off to nothing. She's looking at your left arm, which you have draped over yourself awkwardly to show to sort of try and hold your torso together. That colour. At first, you think she means the colour of your skin, which is different than her light grey. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet of bruises you've got going on. But then you realise that your prancing idiocy have managed to scrape the inside of your arm, blood oozing sluggishly from the wound. Amisia drags her finger through it. You're half expecting her to put it in her mouth for this whole thing to become a whole cannibal situation. Well, since you aren't the same species, it wouldn't really be a cannibalism, but still, no thanks. Instead, Amisia just holds her finger up, then the drop of blood trembling on the tip. This colour. I've never seen anything like this. She dashes off to one of her tables, pulling over the sketchbook and dragging her finger down. Your blood paints a rusty line down the centre. She lets out a squeak of excitement. This is amazing. What, red? Not red. There's a million dirty little rusty swarming all over the city. I'm drowning in red. This is crimson. It's incredible. You must be some sort of mutant. You're really lucky I found you instead of one of the drones. Lucky you? Huh. Haha. Yes. Very lucky. The luckiest. Though your arm is healed and you're out of whatever doubtlessly weird weather happens on this planet, maybe Amisia is right. Maybe you are lucky. You close your eyes and try to breathe, zen yourself out. Really center yourself in your own body and all that garbage. Okay. Then you open your eyes and wow, you sure aren't centered anymore. In fact, you roll completely to the left and try to get away from Amisia, who is back and standing over you with a gigantic axe. Watch out! Amisia grabs you, drags you back into the couch and plants her hand on your solar plexus, effectively pinning you down. You'll hurt yourself if you keep flopping around like a beached blubber beast. You want to be friends, don't you? You want to help me with my artistic aspirations, right? You get the feeling that she might be trying to manipulate you, just the tiniest little suspicion. It's possible Amisia has recognized your intense craving for companionship and is trying to exploit it. You don't really like being suspicious of a new friend. That is a pretty big axe. I don't know what got you so worried. I just want to show you my axe. Oh, of course, it makes sense. It really is a nice axe. You hold out your hand for it, but of course, it is too heavy for you and your hands are all sweaty, and you fumble it. Fumble is really sharp with the really sharp weapon. Amisia tries to catch it before it's too late, and somehow, in all the wriggly struggle, you end up getting cut, like very cut, across both your wrists. In fact, you don't. Oh, the blood's fading in. In fact, you don't think she could have aimed it even better if she was trying. Oh dear. I'd agree. Don't struggle. Oh, there's 3 of them now. You'll only hurt yourself more, silly. You don't want to do that, do you? No, you definitely don't want to do that. Not after what a butterfingers you've proven to be. Okay. Amisia gets up to put the axe down, and you kind of lose track of her a little. You're bleeding all over her couch and everything around. You start it's starting to go shiny and unreal. She comes back with a couple of little jars, and she uses to catch your blood. That's a good idea. You're sure are making a mess. You wonder if they are specifically blood jars. They look like jam jars. Alien Jam, Space Jam. God, you love that movie. It's been so long since you've seen it. Definitely the best PG movie about basketball. Way better than that one with the dog and the clown. Do they even have basketball here? You ask Amisia. She just shushes you and brushes your hair back off your forehead. She smiles and saying comforting things. God, she's such a good friend. Before too long, you do what it's honestly a goddamn shock to you haven't done before. You pass out. When you come to, you are propped up against the wall in a weird way that you wouldn't love even if you weren't an invalid. Oh damn, game's calling us an invalid. But both your arms are jammed into a hole in the wall. The med hole. The glory hole of well-being. The magic sphincter. You grunt and pull your arms back out. They're healed. The cuts on your wrist are just 2 faded pink lines. that's... Yeah. You take a step away from the wall and immediately hit the ground. You may not be actively dying anymore, but you did just lose like half the blood in your body. Gosh, you're tired. A little giggle makes you turn around, or roll over since you're still on the floor, and probably not going to getting up anytime soon. It's fine. You've met worse flaws in your life. Amisia is sitting on one of her e-cells. Her hair pulled back beneath the scarf, and a little round eyeglasses perked on her nose. A jar of your blood is sitting next to her as you watch it dip in a brush. I'm glad you're awake. I was a little worried I'd actually killed you back there. She laughs and you laugh along with her. It's very funny. Actually, everything is funny right now. It's probably the blood loss. You ask her what she's painting. You, of course. You inspired me. Well, right now it just looks like a bunch of red squiggles and some lines. But she's only just started. She's warming up. She sits you down on her stool, looking at her palette and chewing her lip thoughtfully. She looks somewhat nervous. Actually, I want to show you something. Something I've never shown anyone else. She leaps up from her stool and crosses the studio. You roll into your other side to keep her in your line of sight. You really hope it isn't getting another Space Jam jar. She starts turning around the canvases one by one. They're all blank except one, which is a little... Well, wait, no. That's just a shadow. Every single one of them is blank. You aren't sure you understand. You ask her if all of these are new canvases and that you got... that she's not gotten a chance to paint yet. Misa sighs. No. I've had them for forever. I'm not a real painter. There, I said it. She buries her face in her hands, talking between her fingers. I'm not really good at all the other. I'm really good at all the other parts, the materials and the studio. I even make my own paints. I'm just never good at the actual sitting down and doing the art part. She just looks so despondent. You wish you could do something, but you don't really know much about art. You probably can't stand up yet. Stand up yet. You tell her that she looks like she's moving in the right direction, at least. Don't have the studio or any brushes or stuff like that. Of course, you have no aspiration to being a painter, but you leave that part out. That's just it. I feel inspired for the first time ever. I think it has to be your messed up, disgusting mutant blood. It's really no different explanation. She takes a knee beside you, picking up one of your limp hands with her. They're cold, like she's been pressing them against a glass window in the winter. Usually I just finish off my contributors quickly, but I don't have time to deal with a bunch of injured lowbloods moaning around my studio. But I couldn't just use your blood up all at once. You're far too special for that. You gaze at Amisia. A mist has descended over your vision. It isn't even the mist of imminent death. I have to keep your precious blood safe. I think you might be my muse. You will never escape. And that's celebrating the good one, I think. Based on the music. What about the other one? If we chill about it. You thank Amisia profusely, but manage to keep your give it all in the scriptly verbal sort. Medicalizers are great. This part of the city is great. You really need to get more rich friends. You tell her this, throwing a compliment of her studio while you're at it. See, this friendship stuff is easy. I'm glad you feel that way. You're obviously really strange and unsocialized, but you don't seem to be a complete cultural idiot. Plus, I think it's really endearing how helpless and trusting you are. You laugh, slightly unnerved. You want to take that as a compliment, but after the recent encounter with another girl in blue, well, it all ended up okay. And Amisia is so nice and friendly, and she keeps calling you cute, which you think is pretty generous of her, considering what a disgusting mess you are at this point. Speaking of lowbloods, what's your blood colour? Just out of curiosity, blood colour. You aren't really sure what to say, what she's talking about, but red? Tell her it's red. She's looking quite disappointed. She looks a little disappointed. I've got plenty of burgundy. Oh well, good thing I have a delivery coming. Hey, do you think you can help me set a few things up before I get there? They? Visitors? As in plural? As in multiple potential friends? Oh, hell yes. You're all over that, especially considering your newly healed arm. You are anxious to display all the simple modem functions that you can perform. Amisia gives you another radiant smile. You live for those smiles, man. They're just so full of the glowing nectar of bromance. Perfect. Let's do this. Work always goes faster with 2 pairs of hands, after all. Yes, absolutely it does. And even if it by that she means she seems to mean her hands at or pointing while she tells you where to put things, you're totally fine with that. Your ribs are still kind of killing you, but you swallow down the pain. You're getting pretty good at that. Too bad you can't stick your whole torso in that medical science fiction hole in the wall. Well, maybe you could, but not right now. Maybe right now you've got a friend to help. Amisia instructs you to clear all the furniture to the edge of the room and lay down a big purple tarp. Apparently tarps aren't blue on this planet. Amisia answers her phone and then buzzes open the apartment door. She runs over to the elevator with a squeal of delight. They're here. I'm sorry I'm getting so giggly about this. It's just been a while since I've had any new paints. Oh wait, new paints? That's what's coming? Now that you think about it, there's some pretty crucial missing, something pretty crucial from missing from this whole artist aesthetic she's got going on. There aren't any paints, no tubes, dribbling colours, or pots with their top left partially unscrewed. There aren't even any pencils. The elevator opens and 2 trolls come in. They are pretty similar shape or horns and are almost the exactly same height. Brothers? Do trolls even do trolls have brothers? From their uniforms and the douchery, swaggering way they walk, you get the idea that they come from some sort of law enforcement. That and the 3rd troll in handcuffs they are dragging between them. Thank you guys. You always bring me the best materials. They don't say anything, they just bring the 3rd troll into the center of the tarp and force them into a kneeling position. Then they bow to Amisia and leave the way they came. This doesn't look great. Even before Amisia runs off to the other room and comes back with an axe the size of her body. You're not loving this. The troll in the top trembles and bites back a sob. But they didn't say anything to try and run. She isn't really going to do what it looks like, is she? You can't bring yourself to believe that this cute little alien girl is going to straight up axe murder a dude right in front of you, presumably to finger paint with their blood. You stammer something to this effect, and Amisia laughs. Well, I don't use my fingers. I'm not an animal. She considers you for a few moments, tapping a claw against the mouth. I know. You can help me. I only ever let one other person help me with my work, but she's out of town right now. But, you know, I have a connection. You feel it too, right? I also need to sneeze. Yep, there we go. You do. God, you do. You're falling. You've been feeling it so much lately for everyone you meet. You thought that maybe you had come across someone who would readily accept your platonic longings without putting you through the ringer first. You do want to help me, don't you? You do. You want that more than anything. Amisia looks at you solemnly. Why don't you do the honors? She holds out her axe. I wouldn't offer this to just anyone, but I can tell how special you are. You're trembling. The troll on the top is also trembling, but unlike you, they seem to have accepted their fate. Slowly, inevitably, you hold out your hand for the axe. Amisia gives it to you with a smile. God damn it, you forgot about your broken ribs. And with that, and that you're a human and can't just pick up gigantic axes with one hand. You drop it and it bounces away from you. Like, way more than you think an axe should probably bounce. You look at Amisia, You look up at Amisia, where you are doubled over in pain and shame. She laughs and scampers over to retrieve the axe, once again swinging it up without any sign of a strain. She doesn't even have any visible muscles. What is this girl made of? Oh, silly of me. You seem culturally advanced. You seem so culturally advanced for a second that I forgot about your natural inferiority. Here, I'll give you a second chance. You nod. Yes, please. A second chance that does not include committing gruesome murder. Usually, I use chains, but I've got a better idea. Oh God! You get that what she wants to do. You hesitate, and Amisia gives you a smile, even sweeter, sweet like poison. Oh, you don't want to help me? The top crinkles underneath you as you kneel. You grasp the troll's shoulders and mumble an apology. They continue to say nothing. Amisia sharpens her axe, which already looks pretty damn sharp. Hold on tight. You try, you really do. The problem is, you try and hold on tight, but at the same time you try and drag the troll out of the way. Some buried instinct trying to preserve life rising up inside you. You're weak and injured though, so all you end up doing is flopping both of you a little to the side. Oh damn! Instead of coming down on the neck in a clean slice, Amisia's axe glances off the troll's collarbone, mortally wounding them instead of killing them outright. And now you know why they have not been begging for their life. They don't have a tongue, so they can't beg. But they sure can yell and thrash and bleed olive green alien blood all over you in the top. God, there's so much blood. It's spurting everywhere. Jesus Christ, you're such an idiot. Why couldn't you just commit? Now you've covered in dying alien. Now you're covered in dying alien, and so is everything else. Amisia at the work table, and the most directly, the canvas is leaning against the wall. Amisia takes one look at them and lets out a wail of rage. I can't believe this. I let you into my hive, into my life, and I was planning to let you into my pusher. I thought you were a refined, sophisticated, but now I can see you're just a Philistine. She gives you a shove towards the elevator. Your ribs are screaming, and so is your bleeding troll. So is the bleeding troll. You try to babble an explanation. Forget it. I don't want to hear your excuses. Jehovah was right. If you want someone killed right, you have to kill them yourselves. You ride the elevator back down, kneeling in a pool of blood and failure. Terrible at murder. Oh no. That's a quick one. So we'll leave that there then, and see everyone on the next one. Goodbye.